Hello, this is Mad Cat, and as you can see, I've cut my hair as I promised to do. Shaved down here a little bit. I haven't done one of these videos in a little bit of time. I had a friend come stay with me for a few days, and she's helped boost up my confidence, especially in this situation that I am, and I'm very thankful for her for that. She's given me a lot of hope and inspiration, and it makes me feel that I can survive this. I do want to give an update as far as money goes. I have a GoFundMe, which should be down below. And I'll try to update those as much as possible. Try to update my videos because when I upload from my cell phone, it doesn't auto-generate that information. But if you look on this channel's information and go to like the About section, it should be listed there. But I've made about $157 from it, which I'm very thankful for. Of course, GoFundMe kind of takes out their cut from it. But I had enough money to buy myself food for the rest of the time that I'm still living in a house. I was trying to eat all of my food before I left, and, well, I ended up being a little short, so... And I did get some additional supplies, so... I now have a charger. I now have a emergency blanket that's supposed to keep you warm. Like, they make different color blankets, and each color signifies actually a different layer of thickness to it. But not only can I use that as a blanket, but I could use that as emergency shelter if the need arose. So... But something I want to start doing as I learn through what it means to be homeless and trying to survive the next 6 to 8 months on this, because I think that's how long it's going to really take me to get out of this. Maybe before, maybe sooner than that, but I think that's going to be the maximum amount of time, and then I'll get myself out of this. Now, I'm not really sure which should be like exactly the first rule. And I may not do these necessarily in order, or once I get all of these rules out, I'll redesign them. But for now, just kind of go with me on this one. So probably what I would list as the first rule to being homeless, if your intention is to get out of being homeless. First is never be a day away from a water source. Now, if you're like me, you're going to be hanging out in a lot of municipal areas. Like, I'm going to be hanging out at libraries all day long. And of course, that has water. And I'm going to be drinking a lot of water when I'm there. Probably like a whole container of water every hour. And even though I'll take water with me, I might still go several hours without it. Of course, you can survive up to 3 days without water. It depends on the person, but generally 3 days is the rule. But if you're no more than a day away from it, within that time frame, you should be able to get more water and not take yourself to that 1 day mark. So that's very important, because water, very important. You can go, 3 weeks without food. I don't recommend it, but it's something you can do. I also recommend kind of a caveat to that one, is if you know you're going to become homeless, start drinking as much water as you can. Just really start downing it. Get your body accustomed to holding a lot of water. Add a little bit of salt to your diet as well, because salt does help you retain water. So I hear, maybe wrong on that, and if I am, just post it down below. But add a little bit of extra salt to your diet. Not too much, because salt can also dehydrate you. But there's a fine balance to how much is a healthy amount of salt and what's not a healthy amount of salt. So, rule number 2, as it says on the back of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, don't panic. And truthfully, I think that's a very good thing. I mean, it's very easy to panic in this situation. And I want to panic. But panicking doesn't help at all. It really doesn't. It's going to take away your focus from things. It's going to cause you to make stupid decisions. Decisions like, well, I've got $10. Should I go buy alcohol so I can wash away my troubles? Or should I go buy food? Well, food's always the obvious answer, but some people, they decide to buy drugs or alcohol with the money they have. And if your intention is to stop being homeless, that's a decision you can't make, but one that one might make when they're panicked. So don't panic. Try to stay calm. Try to stay positive. Try to find the positive in everything that you're doing. And that is hard to do, believe me. But it's important that you try. At the end of the day, as long as you're trying to do it, that's the most important. Some days you'll be successful, some days you won't. So, some other rules, again, not in any particular order, just what comes to mind. Avoid traveling during the afternoon. I mean, if you're traveling long distances, the worst time to travel is during the middle of the day. Now, you either need to be sleeping during the middle of the day or you need to be inside somewhere. I think there's a bee or something following me. The reason why is that while light is very nice, you can see everything around you, it's also going to expel more energy to walk during the hottest part of the day. And we're talking about in the summertime. In the winter, that's a bit different. But during the summertime, if the sun is high in the sky, find some shade, rest, sleep, be inside somewhere. Because if not, you're going to go through a lot more water. And that's not ideally good. And also, you're more likely to sweat and become smelly and have a greater need for a shower. It's best to walk in the evening time, nighttime, and early morning. So, and that's probably a caveat to this as well, that if you're going to be walking long distances, do it at nighttime. Let's see, what else? Probably not such an important rule, but still one I think is sometimes you need cake. And that's what I call it, but you know, cake is not necessary for us to survive, and yet we eat it because it gives us a good enjoyment. Now, when you're homeless and you have access to money, you're making money, and you have enough, but maybe not a whole lot. I mean, obviously, if you had money, you wouldn't be homeless. But, you know, I make money through Patreon. Hopefully, once I actually become homeless, people will realize, oh, he does actually need help. This isn't a scam of some sort. And I hope I'm not giving people the impression that this is a scam. and maybe more money will come in. But with that $50 I'm making per month, I'll try to buy things to keep me situated. But, once in a while, I need a pick-me-up. Maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, I go to somewhere like McDonald's and I buy myself some items off the dollar menu. For $5, I can get 2 hamburgers, a soft drink. I think they actually offer large soft drinks for $1, but even if they don't, I mean, that's high salt content, so that's going to affect, that's going to make me a bit dehydrated. Plus the soda. I mean, I could get water, but come on, you need the soda. You need something to, that feels good. So, and then maybe you can get yourself a dessert. It's a very unhealthy meal, especially when you're homeless, but sometimes you just need to eat cake. Sometimes you need to feel good from the meal you have. So $5 at a dollar menu of some sort, or you could go to Taco Bell, get a couple of bean burritos, what have you. So to me, but that's only if you have enough money for, other food, So it's something to keep in mind. Another rule of things that I've studied is be cognizant of the police. I respect the boys in blue or black, depends on their uniform. I respect them. And there are a lot of good cops out there, but there are some assholes out there, okay? Certainly, if the police stop you, show respect. Do what they say. If they tell you to leave, just leave. Don't give them any lip. But, they have enough to worry about than to have to deal with me. I'm a vagrant. I'm homeless, and there's really nowhere for me to go. I mean, I might be able to get into a shelter for 30 days, but I hardly think it's worth it. If one of these shelters say, yeah, we'll take you in for like 3 months, I'll probably do it. But try to get acquainted. Try to get to know your area that you're in. If there's places that the police tend to go, avoid those places. If you need to go there anyways, then try to figure out if there's a schedule for the police. You want to give the police a wide berth. Let them do their thing, just avoid them. I don't know. I can't think of any other rules at the moment right now, but Well, okay, I think there's another one. And this probably be within the top 10, if not in the top 5, but have a plan. Have a plan at all times. With my situation, I've been looking at some maps, and I'm probably going in the next few days map out some areas that I might be able to sleep. Hopefully some places that are going to be near a river, because with a river, I can fish. I have going to try to get some matches to take with me so I can start some safe campfires, be able to cook some food. A lot of things that I'm going to be taking with me, like I've got sandwich bags, aluminum foil, water purification, at least a Brita filter. I won't be able to have access to actual water purification, but I'll try to have something in place until I can get something better. But like my overall plan in Is that an actual person over there? Looks like it, but they're standing perfectly still. Maybe it's just the trees or whatever. I mean, I have my book released, and it finally released. It released on Sunday. I'm marketing it, and that's the hardest thing to do as a writer is the marketing. I mean, editing, story building, world building, character development, getting it published is easy compared to the marketing. And I mean, I'll tell you something, trying to convince people to buy something that they don't think they need, that's hard to do. But every day that I have a computer and access to the internet, I'm going to be on there saying, hey, buy my book. And I've got several books. I have 5 books published now. So I'm going to be out there saying, hey, you might like this story, go read it. Hey, you might need help building your characters, go read this. You know, have all the links ready to go and just keep marketing. Keep throwing it out there that people should buy my stuff. But with my writing help book, which is kind of my golden goose right now, hoping that I can get people to buy it. You know, if I could get like 1,000 people to buy that, I make 70% of all sales. It goes for $2.99, so $3, $3,000 right there. I get about $2,000 from that. That's enough so I could get into a motel, you know, get myself some food. I mean, it's not necessarily a nice living, but it's a step up from where I'm at. If I can get 5,000 people to buy my book, I mean, my take home is $10,000. That's enough that I could get myself an apartment, like a studio apartment. I could get some food, maybe some internet access. And they'd be stretching it, but I would have enough, or maybe not even internet access, but power, you know. And then I could still go to the library or coffee shops or for the internet access to upload things. But I mean, $10,000 would be enough to help me out. So I mean, that's my plan right now. Keep pushing out the book. And maybe tomorrow it won't happen. Maybe a month from now it won't happen. But if I keep doing it, the greater chance that something can happen. So I have a plan. It's not a solid plan. It's not a fantastic plan, but it's a plan. So that's one of the rules that I put for being homeless. If you want to get out of it, is have a plan. Some sort of plan, no matter how slim it is, something that keeps you busy. So, you know, I'm going to be at libraries, I'm going to be reading books, I'm going to be researching, and with internet access, I'm going to be marketing, I'm going to be pushing my book out there, and hope that, you know, I can get 5,000 people to buy my book. Because with that kind of money, I could make a change in my life. So go ahead and check out my links down below. You should find my Patreon. You should find my GoFundMe, my PayPal, if you want to just send me money directly. My book, if you want to just go and buy my book. Even if you're not a writer, you just want to support me. Because, hey, more people who buy my book, the higher it gets in search results. So that really helps me out. I mean, $2.99 really, it might seem like a drop in the bucket. It might only give me $2. But, you know, if I can get the #1 spot in the prospective categories that my book is featured, that will help me out so much. Because then other people will see it like, oh, this is getting 5-star reviews and, you know, other people are buying it. I'm going to buy it. And it's only $3, right? So, And please share this video around. But anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thank you for checking this video out. I only have 6 more days until I'm on the streets, so I'll be fine until then, but we'll see how things go. Be positive, don't panic, have a source of water, be mindful of the police, have a plan of attack. And I definitely have that. I'm very hopeful that 6 months on the streets and I will be out of it. That is my dedication. That is my goal. And this channel, you're going to see every step of the way. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. This is Mad Cat signing out. You can't really see my finger here. Let me do this.